Hi there guys, Shannon Princess Wrestling here again. Sorry I haven't had a video up for a few weeks. I've actually been away on holiday to Turkey and I got back on Thursday, but I've had to catch up on 2 weeks worth of TNA and WWE and all the rest of it. I didn't want to make videos when I was kind of not caught up. Today is just going to be basically a video just catching up on everything, sort of my SummerSlam thoughts of the build toward Night of Champions, leaving, departures, and also a few rumours that I've heard I would like to discuss. So it's kind of a bit of everything video today. So bear with me. For starters, my SummerSlam thoughts. The fact that Triple H lost to Brock Lesnar. They did that in the right way, I thought, because I know that he's been wanting to step down for quite a while now, as in step down completely from the ring. So I think they did that quite well. The way Punk got the win at SummerSlam, it's a win. Same goes for Sheamus. The shenanigans at the end of SummerSlam when Ricardo threw the shoe in and you hit him with Alberto Del Rio with the shoe, pulling his leg off the ropes. It was what it was. The only thing that bothered me about SummerSlam was one of their big 4 pay-per-views of the year, and the only title change was on the pre-show. They couldn't swap that out and put something less meaningful on the pre-show, but have the US title change hands on a pre-show. Doesn't make sense. I have no idea who Antonio Cesaro. Again, for most of you who watch my videos know that I do not watch SmackDown, and that's probably why I have no fucking clue who he is. But to me, Santino Marella, you all know I love Santino. But yeah, that's my thoughts on SummerSlam. I pretty much skipped through it, to be perfectly honest. The only matches I wanted to see was Punk Cena, Big Show, and Triple H and Brock Lesnar. So I pretty much skipped through it, to be perfectly honest. The card just didn't pull me in. It never ever does. Generally, if a card pulls me in, I'll do a video before it starts. As you know, like my thoughts before it starts and how I think it should go. But as you can tell by my videos, most of them I don't really have a video about that. Okay, moving on. My thoughts for the build for Night of Champions. I think that they're building it up quite well, especially with Punk and Cena. Now, I read an article on WrestlingReveal.com. That's basically what I read. That's the only site I'll read off of about, rumours and departures and stuff like that. And I read something about when CM Punk was having his match with Jerry Lawler. He gave Jerry Lawler the rock bottom. I kind of, when I was watching it, went, oh, it's a rock bottom. But Cole was meant to link it towards, Punk and Rock at Royal Rumble. He was meant to link that and completely missed it. And there's backstage heat on him because of that now. But anyhow, the crowd popped a little bit when he gave him the rock bottom, just a little bit, but I'm sure we'll see more of that coming up. You know that they're teasing Punk versus Rock. Punk's actually got heat with The Rock now, so it's only a matter of time. But what I think may happen before Rumble, because Cena, it's been nearly a year since Cena's had the title, and you know how Cena has to get one yearly title reign. Thinking maybe Cena will win the title from Punk and then Punk will get it straight back again in the next return match. Just me thinking, but I hope they don't do that. I hope they keep the title on Punk at least until after Rumble, because they can't have Rock come back and win a title. They just can't, because he goes away again. You can't have a part-time WWE champion. You just can't have that. And I'm pretty sure that the YWC would be rather annoyed at that. I know I would, but I think the rest of you guys would probably be severely pissed off if they did that. But my reckoning with this storyline is that if Punk defeats, if in Punk's mind, if Punk can defeat The Rock, he is the greatest, best wrestler in the world. I mean, he already thinks he is, but that will prove it to him, so I think that's maybe why they'll build that forward. My next point is Jericho's departure. Now, to the educated of us here, and well, I'll rephrase that, to the smart marks that'll be watching this will know why Jericho is gone. Obviously, Fozzy have a tour for the new album, so you understand why he's gone. But I like the way that it was done. I mean, yes, he got the win at SummerSlam, but then the next night on Raw have the return match, and he went out with heat and obviously can tease the feud with Ziggler when he comes back, but he actually put Ziggler over, and not many of the bigger stars would do something like that. But Jericho's quite happy with where he is. Jericho's top draw. No matter what wrestling company he is in, if he goes to freaking TNA, AWA, Jericho is a big name, and he would be a top draw no matter what happens. So giving Ziggler that little push, that Ziggler needs to make sure that the heel character stays completely on balance. I think that was a rather nice way to do it. And hopefully we'll see Jericho after Christmas. Hopefully. Because I love Jericho, you can't not. Next point is one of Brodus Clay's dancers, Cameron, got a DUI apparently, and also tried to bribe the police not to tell WWE what had happened. They're over in Australia at the moment doing an Australian tour, and apparently she was pulled off the tour and sent home. So I'm sure we'll find out in a couple of days or so. Basically, when she gets back, she'll be featured in Endeavour the minute she hits US soil, I would think. Again, unfortunate, stupid girl. Drinking and driving is something that I know thousands and millions of people do it, but a sensible person wouldn't. Enough said. The departure of Abraham Washington, or AW. Now, this is a bit of a topic that I really kind of don't want to discuss, but I know I have to. I mean, making a rape joke, kind of in PG WWE, where bad beep Billy Gunn can't even say his name properly, a rape joke ain't going to go down well. It just isn't going to go down well whatsoever. So that guy is an idiot. We all knew he was an idiot, but we didn't think he was that much of an idiot. Surely he would know how far he could push it. But as far as I'm concerned, good riddance to bad rubbish, because he did nothing. He did nothing. Nothing of any impact. I mean, yes, he helped the primetime players, but to me, I mean, he's too much of a ring valley. I mean, I know that he's meant to be a manager, but he came across as a ring valley, and it was just, no, thank you. I don't like him, as you can tell. Now, on to my little rumours section I have here. This is just things I've read on WrestlingRevealed.com that I felt I needed to talk about. They're bringing in Ric Flair to, rumoured, remember this is rumours, they're rumoured to be bringing in Ric Flair to help out Dolph Ziggler. Now, they know how fickle the audience is. Basically, anything that gets stuck to Flair gets heat. When Flair was part of Fortune and TNA, it brought them automatic heat. So you can imagine why having the dirtiest player in the game, Mr. Ric Flair himself, putting him with Dolph Ziggler, someone who has been likened to like Kurt Hennig, badass Billy Gunn, and he's kind of got that look as well, basically on the look, the attributes and stuff like that. I mean, he's not in the same league, but similarities there. And as you know, wrestling repeats itself. What you think, for instance, wrestling repeats itself. 2 different generations, Triple H and Bobby Roode. Please don't tell me that they are not kind of similar. If you look at Triple H and Shawn Michaels, not in character wise, but in look, in specifics, in sort of like moves and stuff, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, then go over to James Storm and Bobby Roode. Storm is meant to be Shawn Michaels. He's a cowboy, he uses a super kick. And then you go over to Bobby Roode. The Triple H, he uses the double A spinebuster. He does the whole sort of, hulking up thing that Triple H does. So it's so similar. So I can see why they're putting Flair in with Ziggler, because they're hoping obviously that a little bit of Flair is going to rub off on Ziggler. Plus, Flair will have heat already from being in TNA. Talking of TNA, I've now figured out why Christian's not getting the push that he should be getting. Christian is due to, through contract by WWE, is being allowed to go to Bound for Glory this year to induct Sting in the TNA Hall of Fame. They did a little bit of a trade-off. WWE allowed Christian to induct Sting into the TNA Hall of Fame if Ric Flair could come back, also who was in contract with TNA at the time, could come to the WWE Hall of Fame to be put in with the 4 Horsemen. So they did a little trade-off there. But Christian's hasn't been getting a push whatsoever, because the way Vince McMahon sees it, now correct me if I'm wrong, but this is my thinking, that Vince McMahon obviously think that if they don't push Christian's not that big of a star to make any impact on by going over to TNA. I mean, for instance, if this is Vince McMahon's thinking, this is not mine. This is just my interpretation of Vince McMahon's thinking, because I love Christian and Christian is still one of my favourite wrestlers. But if they were to send over, say, Triple H, he'd have a lot more star power and a lot more sway, shall we say, than what Christian would. That's the kind of comparison that I think they're trying to make. But I think that's why Christian's not getting a push. And to be perfectly honest, I don't see him staying with WWE much longer. I think when his contract's up, I don't actually know when his contract's up, but I think with the fact of not being pushed and stuff like that, I think he might be heading back to TNA pretty shortly. Because if that was me, I sure as hell wouldn't be in a company that didn't appreciate me. If Christian goes to TNA, he'd be a main eventer again. He would. He would go straight into a main eventer. Because they can use, their TNA are clever. They would use, especially with Bully Ray being a singles competitor now, a dream match for me, a dream 3-way match that could main event any pay-per-view. Christian versus Jeff Hardy versus Bully Ray. That, they've got history, they've got chemistry. That would be a great main event, and I would love to see that. But I'm waffling now, so I shall pass on. If you've got any thoughts about anything that I've talked about, or anything you think that maybe I've missed since being on holiday, please just leave a little comment down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe up above and like this video. Thanks very much for watching. Sorry if I kind of waffled through that. Still a little bit jet lagged. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I shall have my Night of Champions review up rather shortly. And I think I've got a TNA one to do as well. I think I do. I'm not sure. Anyhow, thank you very much. Bye.